A Dutch TV reporter's live Beijing broadcast is interrupted by what the Daily Mail call communist goons. But what really happened? A New York Times journalist complains about waiting 5 hours in a hotel room for a COVID result. NBC announces their propaganda-laden opening ceremony broadcast received poor viewer numbers, and two Team China athletes give a cute gift to Team USA. This is episode 2 of Reports on China's Beijing 2022 Quick Fix. Let's get reporting. Hello, 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博仁。Hey you guys, welcome back to Reports on China. I'm Andy. First up, a Dutch TV reporter purposefully entered a restricted area around the bird's nest before the opening ceremony of the Winter Games, despite numerous warnings, causing officials to interrupt his live broadcast, allowing Western media to claim that foreign journalists are being harassed and stopped from reporting. Of course, that's far from the truth, but first let's take a look.
We gaan naar China, naar onze correspondent Sjoerd den Daa. Sjoerd, jij staat vlakbij het stadion. Wat gaat China de komende uren laten zien?
Ja.
咱们往前走，哥们儿。
Hey, 稍等一会儿，往前在新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen.
Ja,
dat kan halen, ja.
Dat denk ik ook, Sjoerd. We gaan door met het volgende onderwerp. Ja.
The Daily Mail claimed communist goons drag away a Dutch reporter in what they refer to as an example of one of China's latest tactics at intimidating foreign reporters. Like I said, the truth is completely different. Officials say the Dutch media crew purposefully entered a restricted zone that had been set up since February 3 to secure the perimeter of the bird's nest. Only those with special passes issued by the Winter Games Organising Committee were allowed to enter. The crew very clearly quickly rushed to the location, knowing security were following them, and set up a live feed to create what the Western media will see as indicative of life in communist China. When asked to provide the required ID to enter the area, they not only refused to do so, they also refused to communicate. Now, as you saw from the video, the reporter has at least basic Mandarin abilities, and you can tell by the look on his face that this is exactly the outcome he was looking for. The security personnel were extremely polite, telling the reporter, "Come on, bro, I told you to move that way a bit. You can't be here." And at one point pointed out how sweaty he'd got having to chase the crew around. Finally, after getting the dramatic scenes they were after, the Dutch TV crew moved 200 metres up the road and completed their broadcast unimpeded. The Daily Mail claimed, observers suspect that the media handlers stepped in because Den Haas was filming in an unphotogenic location on a badly lit street, rather than the glamorous Bird's Nest Stadium. In actual fact, this has nothing to do with filming at all. Anyone who enters a restricted area in any part of the world, whether they're journalists or anyone else, will be told to leave. Next up, New York Times journalist Amy Chin, who used to be based in Beijing, was reminiscing on Twitter about being back in the city and upset she had to remain inside the bubble and couldn't visit friends and eat at her favourite restaurants. Of course, she received a swift reality check from Twitter users. One netizen wrote, "China let you go back to do your job. It's not a holiday for you. If that bothers you, you should go back and let someone else have the job." New York Times sent you to cover the Olympics rather than reviewing restaurants in Beijing. Weren't you expecting that you'd be in a bubble? If you're really that upset, we can trade places. I've never studied journalism, but I'm positive I can write better stories and be more objective than you. Ouch. But things got even more hilarious when Twitter legend Chen Weihua chimed in, saying, "Normally reporters will be super busy in covering Olympics and have no time for 2-hour wine and dine, unless the assignment is just to badmouth China." Amy fired back and still hasn't realised that that was probably a bad idea. She moaned, "I was barred from leaving my hotel room for 5 hours while waiting for my airport COVID test result. Who said anything about wining and dining? Don't spread falsehoods if you don't know the situation." Of course, more hilarity followed in the responses. "My airport COVID test result took a day and a half in Toronto this past week. I also had to quarantine. They should just let you run about because you pinky swear you don't have COVID. I was barred in a hotel room. Amy, give me a break." Oh, I love Twitter. Follow me, by the way, at AndyBXXX. NBC have announced that their propaganda-laden opening ceremony broadcast where they were excited about having mentioned the Uyghur people 16 times and said the word genocide 8 times. I'm serious, they really counted. Have announced that their viewers were not impressed, with numbers down massively. USA Today reported, NBC's broadcast of the opening ceremony from Beijing drew an all-time low Friday, averaging just 16 million viewers from the US audience. That's a massive 43% ratings drop from the 2018 opening ceremony in Pyeongchang, South Korea, which drew 28.3 million viewers. Hilariously, they go on to list a whole bunch of reasons why the numbers might have plummeted, including time zone differences, the fact that the Summer Games were just 6 months ago, and even the US's diplomatic boycott of the Games, all without mentioning the blatantly obvious. Viewers wanted to watch the opening ceremony. They didn't want to be lectured to about politics and drowned out with virtue signalling. But will they learn? I don't think so. Last up today, some good news. Team USA and Team China shared a touching moment after the US defeated China in the mixed doubles curling event. Ling Zhi and Fan Xuyuan gifted Christopher Plies and Victoria Persinger a set of official Olympic pins and posed together, which the Americans then posted on Twitter. Honoured to receive these beautiful Beijing 2022 pin sets and a wonderful display of sportsmanship by our Chinese counterparts this afternoon, they tweeted, receiving messages of support from around the world. Warren C. summed it up. This is the USA and China relationship we want to see. I agree. Anyway, that's all for today. Let me know what you think down below, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.